Okay, everybody, we are reviewing Janelle's research analysis number 1, and it's a doozy. It's a great one, in fact. This is what happened. She was looking at a study. I'm gonna simplify it in a huge way. She was looking at a study that had to do with black homicide rates, specifically black-on-black homicide rates, which we call intra-racial homicide. If it was interracial homicide, it would be white on black or black on white. But so this black on black, so that's basically the dependent variable. And what we're seeing here is, what is the independent variable? It is segregation. And the theory that these authors present is that segregation, the more segregated a neighborhood is, the more likely you are to see intra-racial homicides. And that would be very simple to explain and very easy to come up with. But they've gone on, these authors have, to look at a bunch of intervening variables that also are impacting intra-racial homicide that have a, what do you call it, either a mitigating or a compounding factor to it. Specifically, the variable that they're talking about is community policing. Does community policing somehow mediate, in other words, somehow change the dependent variable when the independent variable is already in play? And there were several other things that they looked at too, in addition to the community policing. But anyway, Janelle's presentation here is really good, and you never really have to go this far, and don't even think you have to put in stuff that you really don't understand about this paper, because there's plenty of stuff that I don't even understand. There is stuff that I do understand that has no business being in the paper, but they put it in there for purposes of, sounding huffy and puffy. They're talking about the multicollinearity of the variables. Well, there's always going to be multicollinearity when you got 10 variables, because they're all correlated with each other. It's the most over-interpreted statistic in the book. So my suggestion there would be to just basically ignore it. Some of the stuff that, when these articles, when we got 2 more this semester after this, when these articles start to get a little bit too heavy, then don't even worry about it. We can just basically boil it down to its simplest thing. And in this case, it was the fact that segregation contributes to intra-racial homicides, and then the impact of community policing on that. Anyway, she did a great job. She gave us her results, and there was a lot of gobbledygook in this article, and to be complete about it, Janelle felt, as anybody would, that they kind of needed to include that stuff, but I'm here to tell you don't. Anyway, some of the takeaways from this study are very simple and quite concise. Black homeowners feel unfavorable treatment by whites because they recognize themselves as stakeholders, but whites don't. So at the end of the day, they're showing the effects of being stiffed racially are many, and not to mention the low performance in schools, crime rates, lower valued housing, all that stuff. So anyway, Janelle put that in there, and she did a great job of it. Thank you, Janelle, for this wonderful research analysis. I want you all to comment on this research analysis, as you would do. And Janelle, you need to go ahead and comment on the other things, if you haven't done so already. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to this critique of Janelle's presentation. It was really cool. Goodbye and good luck. See you later.